The roar of the ocean was a familiar lullaby to Thomas Curry, a lighthouse keeper on the rugged coast of Amnesty Bay. One stormy night, fate intervened. He discovered a woman washed ashore, injured and unconscious. Her name was Atlanta, and she was unlike anyone he had ever seen. Strong, powerful, and bearing the weight of a hidden kingdom on her shoulders, Atlanta was a queen far from home. Despite their differences, a bond grew between the lighthouse keeper and the Atlantean queen. She shared stories of her world, Atlantis, a hidden city beneath the waves. He, in turn, offered her the warmth of his world, a world of sunshine and laughter. Their love transcended their disparate backgrounds, a testament to the power of connection in a world often divided. From this love, a son was born. Arthur Curry, a child of two worlds, destined to bridge the gap between land and sea. He possessed the strength of his father and the aquatic abilities of his mother. As he grew, he explored the depths of the ocean with his mother, learning the ways of her people. Yet peace is a fragile thing. The shadow of Atlantis' enemies loomed large, forcing Atlanta to make an impossible choice. To protect her newfound family, she returned to Atlantis, leaving behind a heartbroken Thomas and a young Arthur yearning for the mother he barely knew. Atlanta's return to Atlantis was not a joyous reunion. The weight of her past decisions, her exile for daring to love a surface dweller, had consequences. King Orvax, her betrothed, ruled with an iron fist and harbored a deep resentment for the surface world. He saw Arthur's existence as a threat, a symbol of Atlanta's defiance. Torn between her love for her family and her duty to her kingdom, Atlanta made a heartbreaking sacrifice. She agreed to a political marriage with Orvax, ensuring her son's safety, but condemning herself to a life devoid of love. This decision would have a profound impact on Arthur, shaping his perception of Atlantis and his place in the world. Growing up, Arthur struggled to reconcile his dual heritage. He was different, an outsider in both the human and Atlantean worlds. He possessed incredible strength and the ability to breathe underwater, but these gifts were also burdens. They set him apart, isolating him from his peers. His father, a constant source of love and support, taught him about his mother's world, fostering a sense of pride in his Atlantean heritage. But the pain of her absence lingered, a constant reminder of the sacrifice she made and the world he could never truly be a part of. Arthur's path took an unexpected turn when he encountered Vulko, a loyal Atlantean advisor who had escaped the clutches of the increasingly tyrannical Orvax. Recognizing Arthur's lineage, Vulko took it upon himself to train the young man, honing his abilities and teaching him about his birthright. Under Vulko's tutelage, Arthur began to master his powers, discovering the full extent of his Atlantean heritage. He learned to control the creatures of the deep, to swim at incredible speeds, and to harness the raw power of the ocean itself. Vulko instilled in him the values of Atlantis, its rich history and culture, hoping to one day see Arthur claim his rightful place as king. But destiny, it seemed, had other plans. The truth of his mother's fate reached Arthur, shattering the image of the heroic queen he had held in his heart. He learned of her forced marriage to Orvax, her sacrifice to protect him, and her eventual demise at the hands of Orvax's guards. Consumed by anger and grief, Arthur rejected Atlantis, seeing it as a place of betrayal and pain. He turned his back on his heritage, vowing to never become involved in the affairs of a kingdom that had taken so much from him. Years later, Arthur, now known by many as Aquaman, had embraced a life of solitude, protecting the innocent and battling injustice wherever he found it. He patrolled the oceans, a lone wolf defending his domain from pirates, polluters, and those who sought to exploit the sea's resources. His reputation as a fierce protector of the ocean preceded him, whispered among sailors and fishermen in hushed tones. One fateful encounter with a band of submarine pirates, attempting to hijack a nuclear submarine, thrust him into the spotlight. His raw power and unwavering determination were on full display as he effortlessly dismantled the pirates' operation, saving the lives of the submarine's crew and preventing a potential ecological disaster. This act of heroism, captured on camera and broadcast worldwide, made him a reluctant hero, forcing him to confront his past and the destiny he had tried so hard to escape. News of Aquaman's exploits reached Atlantis, carried by whispers on the currents. Mera, a young Atlantean woman with the power to control water, was sent to find the lost prince. She had witnessed firsthand the growing darkness in Atlantis under Orm's rule, how his hatred for the surface world was pushing their people towards war. Mera saw in Aquaman a beacon of hope, a chance to heal the rift between two worlds on the brink of collision. Orm, now the Ocean Master, had grown up shrouded in the shadow of his half-brother's existence. He had learned of Arthur's birthright, of his mother's love for a surface dweller, and of her ultimate sacrifice. These stories festered within him, twisting into a deep-seated hatred for the surface world and the brother he had never met. He believed that Atlantis was superior, destined to rule the oceans and eventually the surface world. Orm rallied the Atlantean people, exploiting their fears and prejudices to build a case for war. He painted Arthur as a symbol of the surface world's arrogance, a threat to their very existence. His charisma and military prowess made him a popular leader, swaying the hearts and minds of many Atlanteans, who were eager for vengeance against the surface world they believed responsible for polluting their oceans and depleting their resources. Mera arrived at the surface, seeking out Arthur. She pleaded with him to return to Atlantis to claim his birthright and stop Orm before his thirst for vengeance plunged the world into chaos. She spoke of Orm's plans, of his growing army, and of the devastation he was about to unleash upon the surface world. Mera knew that only Arthur, with his connection to both worlds, could hope to bridge the divide and avert a catastrophic war.